Welcome to the North Texas CommunityDifference-Wylie. Brought to you in part by Master Networks Wylie and powered by the Difference Media LLC. Today's show is hosted by the creator of the North Texas Community Difference series, Lendon Wilson,
and co-hosted by Jessica Cooper and Dallas Jones.
The North Texas CommunityDifference-Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our co-host and their guests share thoughts and insights about being a professional and the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in a very special way. Because the North Texas CommunityDifference-Wylie starts now.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lendon Wilson, the creator and host of the North Texas CommunityDifference-Wylie and the North Texas Community Difference series. We started this about a year ago to bring awareness to all of the local communities around the DFW area and what's going on. There's some amazing people doing some amazing things, and we wanted to be able to showcase those people, our small businesses that really are the heart and soul and backbone of the community. Got a late start this morning. There were some technical challenges, which is what happens when you go live. And but we got those worked out. And I want to thank everybody, our co-host and our guests, for their patience today in getting that worked out. And also the viewers and listeners, we appreciate you hanging in there with us. I already see you guys are logging on and watching the show. And it's going to be a great show. I'm looking forward to meeting two new people. And before I do that, though, I'm going to bring in the people that help make this happen, Master Networks members and small business owners here in the Wylie community, Dallas Jones and Jessica Cooper. Welcome to the show again. Is this y'all's third show? Are we on the third?
Yep, third time's a charm.
Third time, almost our third month. So, and I'll share real quick, and I'll let you guys get involved. But we a couple of weeks ago, we made the announcement that this show hit the 50,000 viewer and listener point faster than any other show in the last 4 years of doing the difference. So, and if anybody wants to know why and how that happened, I can explain it to you. We've got 13 of the most incredible small business owners, but they're more than small business owners. The support and the love and the genuine caring that they have for each other in their businesses is what, and I'm going to use a cheesy plug, makes the difference. And I couldn't be happier that the Wylie show is kind of the flagship show now, and being the blueprint for all the other community shows that we're bringing on. We just brought on Denton. Rockwall and Rowlett will be coming online pretty soon, and got a meeting tomorrow with McKinney. So every time they say, well, how do we do this? I'm like, well, here's links to go watch, because these are the best, out there. So
you're saying you're glad you joined Master Networks?
I am glad. I'm glad I moved to Wylie. Let me just say that.
Takes one connection.
And I've said that, Jessica. I'm glad you brought it up. Been in a couple of different Master Networks chapters and great people. They do some amazing things as well. I would never and think of saying bad things about them, because they're awesome. But there's just something different about the Wylie group.
I remember Dallas did a visit, and he told me that he did enough networking and he wasn't looking at joining. And then look at him now.
Yeah, I mean, y'all roped me in. I will say the Wylie chapter, Master Networks in general, just the model is a great model for referrals, networking, and growing both your business and yourself personally. It is an excellent program. I mean, we in Wylie, we're just awesome like that. And we take things a step above and a notch above. You mentioned that this show is the fastest growing show in the difference. Our Master Networks chapter, when it first started, it was the fastest chapter to get to I think it was like master status, some type of status. Like we were the fastest growing and the quickest one to reach that level of growth. And that just is a testimony twofold of the energy in our group and the people in the group. And a lot of that is powered by, Wylie is just an excellent community. It's a great place to start a family, to start a business, to do all the things. So we're on blessed soil here for sure.
You're right. And I think that, I posted something the other day and I asked people what their biggest disappointment of networking groups were. And to the person, they all just probably 90% said that you just don't network. You don't. And, I followed that up with, well, I know where you can go and that actually happens. And I think that most people's expectations of a networking group, they kind of leave disappointed when they go to most of them. But I can promise you this, if you come to the one in Wylie, you're not going to be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, we're not out for ourselves. It's what can we do for you? And that's kind of the culture of the group, which I think is why people walk away and then want to join right away.
Well, Jessica, I think that our new president actually said it so well the other day, that if you're only looking for ROI, if you think that's the only way your business is going to benefit, then you might be disappointed. And I do think that is a mentality when people go to a lot of networking groups, is they're like, if I walk through that door, I'm going to get 10 referrals. That doesn't always happen, but it's, for me personally, the struggles and the challenges that we all go through on a daily basis as small business owners, it's like when you go there, you got this support group of people that really can lift you up and encourage you and help you find solutions to those everyday problems that may not have anything to do with the referral. Because here's the thing, if you're battling certain things, and Dallas and Jessica, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're battling certain things, sometimes it's hard to find referrals because your mentality is not where it needs to be, right? And going to, I think the first show that we ever had, we kind of called it the revival, the business revival. You go, it's like going to church, man. You go in and you come out fired up and ready to get after it again. And that's what it takes. You got to be re-energized sometimes to fight the battles we have to fight, and then still go find new customers and clients.
Oh yeah. Think of it like a harvest in a field. If you walk into a field and you're focused on corn, then you're missing what you're supposed to be doing. But if you go into a field and you're focused on tilling the ground, making sure that soil is set right, making sure you got the proper irrigation and the seeds are planted, then the corn will come. The harvest will come as long as you prepare the soil and the environment. So the mentality is the big, like that's where the real action is in that mentality, setting up that environment and that healthy soil, and then you'll see the ROI.
So I'm excited to see what our guests are going to say about this community cultures.
Yeah, I am too. I want to touch on what Dallas said real quick, and then we're going to get to the What's Up Wylie segment. Dallas, we had a discussion one time in another professional group that I was in, and it was talking about the tunnel vision that we have and just looking for referrals. Your example of just looking for the corn. And one guy got up and explained it like this. It's a mentality of being a farmer or just going to the grocery store, right? You walk into the grocery store to get what you want, and you want to get it right now. And, it works until, the snowmageddon happens and you can't get into the grocery store. And so you've got to do all the prep work. You've got to do all of the things that you need to do to make the harvest for yourself. And the good part about that is that just keeps giving back if you do it that way. Single one-off referrals don't always keep giving back. And I think that's why we're always chasing referrals. So we're going to go to our next segment now, the What's Up Wylie segment.
What's Up Wylie?
So I got talked into doing that cheesy thing, but anyway, it's still pretty cool. Who wants to go first? What's going? There's always something going on in Wylie. Even when there's not, there is. So who wants to go first?
I just have a quick one I'll bring up. So this is a classroom stock-up party that Intrinsic Barbecue in Garland is doing. They're doing it Tuesday, July 25th from 12 to 3. So any back-to-school supplies is to help support all the teachers. So that is July 25th, 12 to 3 at Intrinsic Barbecue, classroom stock-up party.
Awesome. Awesome. Dallas, what about you? What
Nice.
what do you got in Wylie right now? What's happening?
I've got school stuff also. I mean, we're in July and everybody's in vacation mode, but back to school is right around the corner. We're not even 2 weeks away. It's crazy. So also on Tuesday the 25th, from 11:30 to 2, we are doing the new teacher luncheon here in Wylie ISD. It is sponsored by the Wylie Chamber of Commerce. So you can go to their website, wyliechamber.org, hit events, and then scroll down to the new teacher luncheon. Hit that. There's a ton of information there about being able to register and attend yourself. You can also sponsor teachers luncheon. I'm not sure if they have any opportunity to yet or anymore to do in-person giveaways, but you can contact the Chamber of Commerce and talk with them about that if that's something you want to do. And then on Saturday, at the Cross Church Event Center, not the actual church, but a little further into downtown Wylie on 200 North Ballard, is the Cross Church Event Center. On Saturday from 8 to 10, they're doing their back to school fair. Now, this is a give back to the community event. It's going to be primarily focused around children that their families receive free reduced lunch, or active military, anyone who is on Medicaid, unemployment, SNAP, those type of benefits or disability. And it really is a give back event. There's going to be a few slots for free sports physicals for kids going into athletics. They're going to have free haircuts, immunizations. There's going to be the Smith Public Library is going to be there giving out free library cards, dental screening, and then just information from all different kinds of vendors about how people who need help can get plugged in to the community to receive that help from places like the Five Loaves Food Pantry, Amazing Grace Food Pantry, the Wylie Christian Care Center. It's a big event here and a huge give back. So that's going to be an event worth attending. As far as being able to help out, if you're a business and want to help out with that event, I do have contact information for Wylie ISD, to where if that is something you're interested in, I'm not sure if we can get you in now, but feel free to reach out to me. My contact info is below, and we'll try and get you hooked up if you're wanting to participate in that together.
So I have a real quick one I just want to toss out. So tomorrow I'm going to give a shout out to Dallas's wife, Charlene. She's doing a CPR class at Raider Nutrition from 2 to 4 tomorrow.
Yes.
There we go. Awesome. Fantastic stuff going on in Wylie. That's What's Up Wylie. And what was really cool, what I kept hearing from both of you, is not just events, but give back events, right? Most of Wylie's events are always doing something to benefit someone and help someone out, some group, some organization, the less fortunate, whatever it may be. So, all right. So that's the What's Up Wylie segment. We're going to take a quick commercial break here and thank everybody that makes the show happen. And then when we come back, we're going to bring on the guests. So everybody stick around.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by One Payon and JP Direct Health, providing affordable health insurance solutions as a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Allison Wilson and Community Wealth Advisors, Life Well Planned. Angela Tucker with Coldwell Banker Apex. Here to help you discover your real estate dreams and build wealth through all stages of life. Cordell Reynolds with Platinum Eagle Mortgage. Your mortgage journey starts here. Marley Knapp with Norwex, chemical-free, sustainable solutions for your home. And by Terra Padilla with Texan Window Cleaning. Don't let dirty windows be your pane in the glass.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference. And now back to the show.
All right, quickly, I want to add a couple of comments from Tara, Lynn, Charmaine, Julian, and Juan, and then also Jenny Conley. Want to thank y'all for tuning in and watching. We appreciate it. A lot of the people watching are also part of the show, so definitely want to thank them for that. So now it's time to meet our guest. A couple of people that I think everybody's going to really enjoy hearing their story, and then as we get in talking a little bit about business, which is what we love to do on this show, is to help small business owners, because that's really the backbone of the communities and the people that really make things work for each and every community. So Jessica, we're going to let you go first. I want you to introduce Michael, and then Dallas introduce Angela, and then I'll bring them on at the same time.
Well, I'm very happy to get these guys on. Is that the moment that I signed on to do this podcast, I knew that I wanted to get one of these guys on. Michael and Kim Anderson own Cardinal Strategies, which is here in Wylie. They do water solutions for construction, engineering, and environmental. So I'm not going to take up too much time. I'm going to let Michael get rolling with it, and I would love to hear what he has to say.
All right, Dallas.
So my guest for this morning is Angela Ramirez with Raider Nutrition. So she is not only focused on the health of a person by providing excellent nutritional shakes, teas, and all that, but she also is one of those people that is very much focused on the health of the community and giving back. So she owns Raider Nutrition here in Wylie, right across the street from Walmart, and has been on a health journey for over a decade and has finally been able to bring that for the past couple of years into a business here in Wylie, which is amazing.
Awesome. Well, let's bring them in now. Welcome, Angela and Michael.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're going to start, we're going to go ladies first, as we always do here. And we're going to let Angela talk a little bit about herself, Raider Nutrition, how she got started, and talk about your passion.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on this morning. Super nervous, but super excited. So I have been in Wylie for the past 8 years and came to Raider Nutrition only about a couple of years ago. I have, as Dallas said, I've been on a health and wellness journey for probably the past 20 years. I struggled most of my young adult life being overweight, and ended up 12 years ago having a gastric bypass and, having to learn a whole new way of life, and which led me into more focus in the health and wellness area. And so had I known now, or known then what I know now, probably would have went a different direction, but here we are. And then coming into being able to have a brick and mortar place to help people with the same struggles that I went through, has really been an amazing experience. Not only just, because whenever people think of a health and wellness journey, they always think of strictly weight loss. And unfortunately, that's not the only thing. Overall health and wellness, people just want to feel better. People want to be able to sleep better. People just want some energy. Tired mamas want to make it through the day with their kiddos. So just being able to educate and, help people along the way. I came into Raider Nutrition 2 years ago. I came from corporate America. My daughter was going to have my granddaughter, and the night she was born, I told my husband, I was like, I'm ready to go. And he was like, so we have a few months, we're going to take more notice. And I was like, no, sir. So she was born on Friday night. On Monday morning, I turned in my notice, and I'm at Raider Nutrition. And so it was one of those decisions, I wanted to go all in. And I absolutely was nervous because, like I said, I had told Dallas and them before, I came from a small town, and I came to Wylie because I was like, I want to go to the grocery store and not know anyone. And so now here I am as a small business owner, and I absolutely love this community. I love being involved with the schools. I love being involved with different organizations. I have most recently got involved more with some of the networking things. And so I'm super excited to continue to grow on that piece and just continue to grow in the community. Being partnered with the schools a lot has really opened my eyes to not only health and wellness and nutrition for adults, but for kids too. I actually just left a class with some 10 and 12-year-olds. We worked out this morning, and then we talked about health and wellness and nutrition. And so really getting in, focusing on, the kiddos, because they don't know. They're not educated, and they're not being educated on, the health and wellness side of it. I mean, they all, they're active in sports and things, but just really educated on nutrition. And so that's really where I'm focusing on now.
Awesome. Well, that's an exciting career that you have, and the fact that you're able to help people in so many different ways. But I mean, the big way is just being healthy.
Absolutely.
I've got a friend of mine that I actually coached when he was in high school, and now he's in his 40s, believe it or not, and he's helping me with some things. I used to be a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. And, you kind of get away from it all, and things change, and nutrition is a lot different. I was telling my wife yesterday, she's like, I hate that protein drink. I'm like, you should have tasted the ones I had when I was in high school.
Right.
Chalk. This is glorious compared to that. But, when I was talking to Steve and we were talking about, he's like, well, you competed in powerlifting and bodybuilding and stuff like that. He goes, what do you want to do now? And I'm almost 60. I said, the only thing I'm competing with is father time. That's it. I just want to try to, stay in the game. And I think that's what a lot of people miss, Angela, is, just being healthy, being able to keep up with the kids all day long and not just be completely depleted at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So that you can't have time for yourself. So kudos to you for that. So we're going to bring in Michael now. Michael, man, I'm sorry about the stress and the headache on getting you in, but I'm glad you're here, and welcome to the show.
Oh, it's not, it was not an issue at all. I appreciate you guys holding the show for me as I got in. But anyway, so I'm Michael Anderson. My wife and I, Kim, own Cardinal Strategies. Essentially, my background is I'm a civil engineer. Started out in the industry in 1998 and have focused on streams, creeks and stream flooding throughout my career. And so Cardinal came to be similar to Angela. Cardinal came to be when mine and Kim's children got into middle school. And before that, I traveled 150,000 plus miles a year on American Airlines all across the country in a corporate environment. And so Kim and I took the leap of me staying at home and starting to build Cardinal Strategies. So we started out of our house in January 2014, and we're almost 10 years into it. And over the years, Kim came on in 2016, August 2016. We did an acquisition of Sanco Design in 2017, which brought in our construction portion of the business. And we moved to Wylie in 2020. We officially opened our building on Memorial Day, the Tuesday after Memorial Day, during the full-blown pandemic. So
Michael didn't like me the first time we met him because he didn't like me driving on his new lawn and our lift to put up their new signage. So look at him now. He loves us.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Jess and Diesel have been great to work with. They've branded all of our equipment and vehicles and our business as well. Additionally, I'd like to give a shout out to the Wylie Economic Development Corporation. for helping us to come to Wylie. Wylie, greeted us with open arms. We do have a construction portion, so we do have a yard, and a lot of communities around here are pushing those types of businesses to other areas. And we just felt very blessed to have a home in Wylie. So Cardinal Strategies, as Jess said, focuses on engineering, environmental, and construction as it relates to water and the environment. We have civil engineers on staff that do floodplain studies, FEMA analysis, anything that has to do with trying to keep people safe from flooding, whether it's sizing bridge crossings or culvert crossings, or setting minimum finish pad elevations for new homes. So we do that on the engineering side. On the environmental side, we focus mainly on the construction stormwater runoff, and we're consultants in that industry. And then on the construction side, we focus on stream restoration projects and urban environments. As our communities continue to develop, they it's natural to get closer and closer to the creeks. Well, what that does is that increases velocity in the creek channel itself, which you'll then see vertical channels and the streams starting to become unstable. So we go in and stabilize those streams as they go through the geomorphic process of the response to the watershed changes. We also, Wylie has some great soils, some very expansive soils, and so if you've ever had a pool pop out of the ground or lift, a few inches, heave, or if you've had your house, lift up and heave because of water in the soil, we fix those types of things. Now, we're typically brought in, to fix issues that others have not been able to solve. So we get called in on the 10% of projects that, everyone that goes by and looks at it, well, here's the solution, but it doesn't work, right? So the person pays for it and nothing changed. And so we go in and design a customized solution that addresses the specific issue.
And you guys just brought in a landscaping division just recently.
And so the most recent edition, October of 2022, we started standing up a commercial landscape group here in Wylie. So so we do both installs, and we will do maintenance as well once the installs are completed.
Wow, that's fascinating. I don't think a lot of people really understand the depths of which construction projects have to go through in order for them to be successful, and especially the flooding and stuff like that. But real quick, we're up against our second break, so we're going to go to break, and then when we come back, I'm going to let Dallas and Jessica address anything with both of you that they may want to bring up, maybe y'all didn't, and then we're going to get into our topic on personal branding, and why that's so important, especially in a community like Wylie. So everybody stick around, and we'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget.
JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right. Special thanks to all of our sponsors. Just like any other production, we can't do it without them. All the amazing Master Networks members that make this show possible as co-hosts. So we want to thank everybody for that. Real quick shout out on the last commercial. You saw a commercial for Jim Thomas. We have a podcast called Pod Connect that we do on Wednesdays, and Jim is doing a series this month about business funding. So if you've ever had any questions about ways to fund and expand your business, Jim's got the answers to those questions. And so that's on the same channel at 11:30 on Wednesdays. So, all right, now we're going to get back to our group here, and we're going to let Jessica and Dallas, anything that your guests, being humble as they are, didn't share with us that you guys want to give them some credit for.
I want to say that if anyone that you know is looking for work, I would definitely go apply at Cardinal Strategies. They actually are certified as a great place to work. So, but their culture is very employee driven. They spend a lot of training, and I'll let Michael maybe add a little bit to that. But all your employees speak so highly of you guys.
Yeah, so we've been working really hard to build the culture here at Cardinal. We've actually implemented a couple of different things for our employees to be a part of. One is Cardinal Cares, which is a ministry-based give back to less fortunate organizations and people in the community. And then we also have a Community Cares, which our staff get to go out and do community service and earn opportunities for time off while also participating and being part of the community as well. So we are constantly pushing, searching, for everything that our employees can be involved in, as well as be a part of the company. So
awesome. Dallas, what about you?
So I just wanted to touch on one of the things that Angela had mentioned. She said, if I knew then what I know now. and knowing a little bit about her health journey and the struggles of, we all make mistakes along the way, whether it's health or business or whatnot. But one of the things that I love that Angela is doing is, she's recognizing, hey, you can't go back in time. I can't change what I did, but she started a business where now she can educate and empower other people, and everybody who walks through her door gets an opportunity to hear her story and to see, okay, if I could have done it differently, like you're where I was, so let me share with you what I learned along the way so that you don't have to go through this and that and the other. And it helps other people to fast track. And so she's really got to focus in her business on making sure that people who are in that situation that she was in 15, 20 years ago get to learn from that and move forward and be healthier and start that lifestyle change, a lot earlier. And so I just love seeing that. Like anytime my wife and I have gone up to Radiant Nutrition when she does the classes or just driving by, we see people outside working out, as people are coming in and out. So it's really nice to see that she's not just selling a product, but it really is like there's a culture there that is shifting the narrative in people's health and nutrition.
Awesome. Angela?
Yes. No, I agree. I mean, the business itself, I mean, I totally believe that, products sell themselves. You're either going to like it or you're not, but I think it's the experience. It's a very much a relationship business, because people have to trust me before they trust the products. And I feel like, because I have been through, and everybody, of course, is on a different, their bodies are different, all of those things are different, but, personal experience, for someone to sit down and have a conversation and you've gone through these personal experiences, people tend to, trust, that you do know. And, and I feel very invested in the people that walk in the door. And not everybody is there for, some people just are truly there to pick up a shake and pick up a tea. But then there is people that are, they're there because they want the help. And sometimes it takes several visits to really build that rapport with someone, to really find out that that's what they're there for, because they're not always willing to share that in the beginning. And so just growing those relationships with people, and organically things start to happen. So I really enjoy when people come through the door, because you never know what's going on in someone's four walls. And everybody has a reason for being there. And so just really building those relationships, it's very much a relationship business. I think we talked about that in the very beginning. You have to build relationships, and not only the customers coming in the door, but people on the outside, I went to a class last night to learn how to do Canva, but then it was a great opportunity for me to network as well. So just getting out and building those relationships in the community. I tell people all the time, I love to talk. Once you get me started, I don't stop. But it's just that I'm very extroverted, and I'm like, I don't want to do it. But then once I start, I can't stop. And health and wellness is definitely a passion of mine.
Well, Angela, you just said something, and it's a great segue now to get into our topic. And it is, personal branding and building a strong reputation within our community. And regardless of what size business you have, whether you're just a solopreneur or whether you're someone with multiple employees or multiple branches, you talked about how they need to know you first, right? And one of the things that I've been going through some classes here lately, and they've been talking about technology the way it is today. And I know that fitness and nutrition is the same way. You can go online and find every nutritional product in the world, and it's right at your fingertips. You can go to Amazon. You can go to, I mean, you just Google it, and you're going to find them. And so people are really doing their due diligence a lot now in finding out about products. Now, they may not understand what they're reading, right? Because they're not getting that education. So when it comes time to buy, they are going to buy from people that they trust. And, you know, one of the things that I think, and I want us to talk about this, you talked about your past experiences. Dallas mentioned your experience and how you're using that experience to help people. That is an important component in building that personal brand, is being able to share our story, share our experiences, so other people will know what they're going to experience, right?
Exactly.
So talk about that a little bit and how that plays into what you do, and then we'll give Michael a chance to talk about the same thing, because you know he's right in the middle of the same components, but just in a different industry.
Different industry, yeah. So that, I mean, when I first visited the shop, you know, that was my first experience, you know, with a brick and mortar of nature. And you know, I went in there, I got a tea, and I went about my business. And then the next morning, I got a tea, and I went about my business. And then, you know, sitting and having conversations with the previous owner, people don't realize that it's more than just a shake and tea. I mean, back in the day, you know, the days of, you know, service industry, working as a bartender and waitress, you know, that's a different field. Now I'm doing it on a healthier side, you know, and people that come into the shop and they come in for a shake and tea are opened up to a whole new world, because not only do we have just shakes and teas, you know, we have things for your pre-workout, things for your post-workout. We have a skincare line. I mean, there's just so many other opportunities to see. And another amazing thing about having the brick and mortar is I have high school students in there that are working, and they're learning how to be business owners. And that's one of the things that I didn't have growing up. And so I'm fortunate to be able to have these kids in here learning how to have a business, you know, how to have a small business, and the things that go along with owning a business, because it's not, as we all know, it's not all, you know, rainbows and sunshine all the time. But, you know, learning how to communicate with people, how to run a business, you know, learning how to talk to people about health and wellness and nutrition and things like that. Because they're not exposed to it. As I said earlier, they're not as exposed to it as they should be. And so teaching them young, for them to decide if, hey, if this is something that, you know, they want to do. And I really stress the importance of them when they're working at the shop, you know, you are part of this community, you know, you are part of Raider Nutrition. And so everything that you learn, you can take out into the community. And so it's really been a great experience over the last 2 years. Because I want to learn some things, you know, I mean, if you don't learn something new every day, you're not learning. So I feel like learning something new every single day, and then just being a part of this great community, and people are so open-armed, and they're willing to support you in any way possible, partnering, you know, with Dallas's wife doing the CPR thing, and, you know, then with other businesses just to support each other. So it's just been a great experience, and I've been super blessed to be in Wylie and doing what I'm doing currently.
Awesome. Great story. Michael, let's talk a little bit about personal branding. I mean, I know that Cardinal Strategies is a big corporate style brand, but, you know, you just talked about what you do with the faith-based, you know, initiatives that you have, you know, and your employees and the culture. A lot of times the personal branding, we think of it as an outside promotion for our business. But in many cases, in order to build a culture inside of a business, you have to have a personal brand, right? Because that's what that culture is. It is your core values that you're trying to instill and bring awareness to within a community, which is your business, so that all of your employees are just an extension of you. So talk about that, if you will, because I think that that's what you're doing at Cardinal, listening to Jessica and you, and it sounds like you're doing it very well.
For sure, Lyndon. I can't take most of the credit for it. Really and truly, the power is within the people that work here at Cardinal. They're passionate about what they do and what we do, and as far as outwardly looking from a client perspective. We want our clients to feel like that we are their trusted advisor when it comes to the areas that we focus on. If they have an issue, they can bring it to us. They don't need to worry about it moving forward because we handle it. As far as from an internal perspective, we are constantly promoting, recognizing all of our employees within the company. We support, a men's soccer team that that plays outside of work. We are constantly branding Cardinal, and we're constantly working, with our employees to grow that brand. We have a marketing lady that's what she does. She focuses on instilling the culture that we're driving here at Cardinal. So as far as I think that in the younger generations, that internal branding is so much more important to the community, because then it gives them a sense of wanting to be a part of something instead of just working at a company for a couple of years and then moving somewhere else.
Right.
Strictly for just because they wanted to.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk to Michael. I want to talk to all four of you, Jessica, Dallas, Angela, and Michael, about the biggest challenges that y'all have faced in your branding, because we all face it sometimes, right? I mean, we know who we are. We know who we, what we want to portray, but sometimes it's still a challenge. So we're going to hit this last and final break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about that. So y'all stick around. We'll be right back.
The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie is made possible in part by Jenny Connolly with TC Roofing and Restoration. Trust TC to keep you leak-free. Jessica Cooper with Diesel Signs and Displays. The Power of Advertising. Lynn Heberly with Coldwell Banker Apex, guiding you home with heart and expertise. Caitlin Fiesel with Elite Diamond Cleaning. Your home and office is a diamond. Let's get it out of the dust. Dallas Jones with Ramirez, bringing your memories and technology back to life. Melissa Mancini, owner of Melissa Mancini Photography. Don't let your babies grow up to be JPEGs. And by Marissa Page with Page Restoration. When the worst happens, let our family take care of yours. The North Texas Community Difference-Wylie. Together, we can make the difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, we are back, and we've got about 13 minutes left. I want to give Jessica and Dallas the first shot at this, but I want everybody to kind of share with our listeners and our viewers what the biggest challenge in your branding has been. And it doesn't matter what it is. It can be small, large, common, uncommon, whatever it is. But, the thing that we want to be able to do with this show is let everybody understand the challenges that we all go through as business owners. And that really goes to expressing our passion for doing what we do, because if you don't love it, a lot of times, as hard as it gets, you wouldn't keep doing it because it's a tough world out there sometimes for entrepreneurs. So Jessica, I want you to go first. Talk a little bit about personal branding and some of the challenges that you faced.
I'll be quick here. I know everyone has a bunch to add to this, but my biggest challenge as being an independent owner is we do everything that Fast Signs does, but we don't get the same leeway or recognition of a Fast Signs. We get calls Sunday night at 9. I have people call or text me. Like on a weekend, people are doing holidays. I get calls, and just some of the questions that I get. Do you do banners? I'm like, yes, we're a sign shop, so of course. But once I earn their trust and they start working with me, then we have no problem. But that's frustrating for me. I think there's no fine line of when you should call your sign person and not. So that's probably my biggest challenge. Otherwise, my branding, I keep very consistent.
Yeah. I would expect that out of a sign company. I would think so. Yes, absolutely. Dallas, what about you?
So for me, the biggest thing with branding is getting around the right people and getting around people that match up with your values and your culture. I can say that for the longest time when I started my business, in the middle of a divorce and a place where I was not living in integrity with myself and the person who I was supposed to be, and surrounded myself with people that were in the same type of situation. And so for the first almost decade of my business, it was letting other people's influences, sometimes negative, affect the brand and how I marketed and advertised myself. And it wasn't until I really got really deep with myself and connected with God that I figured out who I really am. And from that was able to shift the narrative and turn the ship a different direction. Where instead of using crude jokes to make taglines, I instead started living with integrity and really rebranding. And so that was a big thing. It's kind of like when you're in a health and nutrition change, you're trying to do that lifestyle change. Or if you've been a drinker and you all of a sudden need to go sober and decide this is not the way I want to be. I mean, you can't keep hanging out with your drinking buddies if you're trying to get sober. You can't, if you want to care more about your health and your wellness, you can't go out every night with the people that, you're eating appetizers and multiple meals and just going out to fast food and all this all the time. So it really involved taking a serious evaluation of relationships that were in my life and people that were in my life that were not serving the greater purpose, and then removing and disconnecting those relationships, and also investing more and putting more into the relationships that had been there, that had been pouring into my life positively, and focusing on that and growing and developing more relationships with people who.
That's such a great point, Dallas. And anybody that's ever done that, been down that road, knows how difficult it is, because a lot of times those bad influences, if we want to call them that, are really, I mean, we love them. They're good people. It's just not where we need to be now. And to break away from that, that's a unique challenge all to itself, because sometimes it's hard to come out on the other side where they're, you still love them, but they may not feel the same about you because you walked away, right? And you left. And so it's very challenging sometimes to take those steps to get to a different crowd and get to a different environment that is more true to who you want to be and your core values. And I think that that's in part of our branding. When we do stay true to our core values, we start to attract the people that are true to those core values, and that makes life so much easier. When you try to be everything to everybody, that's where I think we create a lot of the fires that we have to put out in our business on a daily basis, because we just aren't aligned. There's no peace there. So Dallas, I think that's a great point that you brought up. We're going to let Michael go next. Angela, I'm going to let you finish this up here in about 4 minutes. But Michael, talk a little bit more about branding. What you think makes the difference for Cardinal?
Well, there's multiple things that make a difference for Cardinal. I will say that, in 2014, the first 3 to 4 years of a business, you're just trying to build a name for yourself, right? And while that's great, you tend to work for clients that may not necessarily fit within your core values, right? So along the way, we have worked to define those core values for our company: excellence, integrity, and teamwork. Are the 3 core values for us. And we actually, I don't know, this is strange to say, but we actually pruned a bunch of clients that did not have those same core values, which were, when you look at it, well, it's great, you're busy, you've got work or whatever. If you look at it at the end of the day, those clients are, are not really, you're not really generating any profit or any gains with those types of clients,
right?
Because your core values aren't aligned. So really and truly, our biggest strength is in our relationships within the industry, and identifying those companies that fit our core values, and those individuals that we work for that fit our core values, and those that don't.
And isn't that what's so great about being a part of the Wylie community? Because there are, the core values within the community as a whole, I think are phenomenal. I think you see that. You do see it in our networking group. Dallas, Jessica, y'all can attest to this, that there's a lot of people that when they get up, stand up and give their testimony or their 30 seconds, they talk about their faith and how important their faith is. And to have the courage to do that in today's world, I think sometimes is, for a lot of people, they don't necessarily stand behind that the way that, maybe it was intended for us to do. But I do think that attracts the folks with core values. Angela, I had a good mentor one time. Sounds like he's dead. He's not. He's still my mentor. So he said that, you can generate revenue doing business for everyone, but you'll generate growth doing business with people that share your core values. What are your thoughts on that? And then we're gonna wrap up. We got about 2 minutes.
I totally agree. I feel like that when you surround yourself with like-minded people, that you tend to have more growth. When you surround yourself with people that share your core values, they share your beliefs. And I think that being in a small business, one of the biggest struggles that I encountered coming into Raider Nutrition was the stigmatism around direct sales. And I have been very fortunate enough that we do get to have a brick and mortar. And so truly it's more about relationships than it is. Obviously we all have to make money. We all have to survive. And so, the sales are important, but the relationships are what make a difference when it comes to business.
Yep. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for being on the show today. Really appreciate you all.
Thank you for having
You've given
us.
a lot of great insight. I've learned a lot about your businesses, Michael, Angela. Really appreciate you. You guys fit right into with what we're trying to do. Jessica, Dallas, thank you so much for your incredible guests. Thank you so much for all of your insight, input, and contributions to the show. Everybody's information has been scrolling at the bottom. I will be putting that in the description as well. So if you want to reach out to any of the fine professionals on this show today and talk to them about doing business with them, you'll have that in the description or in a replay. So other than that, does anybody have any last words? We've got, we're actually out of time. I wish we did have some last words, but we've got to go. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you to our guests. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll be back on with our second show this week at 11:30 on Thursday. So everybody have a good day. We'll see you on Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching today's show. If you like today's show, please share, like, and subscribe, and make sure to shop, buy, and hire in Wylie. Special thanks to all the guests, co-hosts, and sponsors of the North Texas Community Difference-Wylie.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show. If you would like to see our next show, or more shows like this one, just click the QR code and go to show schedules, or just follow and subscribe to our channels to get updates and notifications of this show, and many others like it.